Here we go. Here we go. Dave Johnson along with Bruce Murray. It is another episode of First 11, 11 minutes or less. We give you the soccer world. Thanks for finding us. Tell your friends. Again, we're available wherever you get your podcast. Well, you already know because you got it, but tell your friends we're on iHeart, Apple, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Spreaker. Again, all these possibilities. Tell your friends. We're right here for you every week on First 11. The United States into the final of the Gold Cup, the win over Guatemala. First of all, your thoughts, Bruce Murray, what you're seeing from this team that will be different from the World Cup team next year, but yet they are into the final.
I saw a little grit last night. I saw players playing with passion. And, I don't know if it's because they're closer to a final or whatnot, but I saw a much I didn't see a great performance, but I saw a performance necessary to close the game out. And for that, I was grateful.
And again, the breakout of this Gold Cup is Diego Luna. Fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, Diego Luna, everyone knows about him in the league. He's no secret. But he's that guy, the passion. When you see him speak, when you see him play, he chases every lost cause. He's not going to get it, but he's going to go in there and take a swing at it. And that's the kind of guy you need right now to get this team on track.
Now, you grit and determination, though. That's part of that is coming from him. He seemed to me in this Gold Cup playing like a guy that I'm showing you. I need to be a part of next year.
That's what the national team's all about, Dave. I mean, if you want to make it on the national team, you get your shot and then you shoot, right? And I tell people all the time, there was 1,000 players better than me, but somehow when I got on the team, I would score a goal in a big game and then, keep my place on the squad. Lots of competition. There's always competition on the national team. I don't care if it was when I played or when they're playing right now, but competition, that is what you need to get better.
Interesting you mentioned that. You've been on the national team, obviously. So start one time the all-time leading goal scorer on the national team. The team dynamic, you're close friends still with a lot of your teammates, but the environment, a supportive environment, because you got to mix competition with you're working with somebody that's going after your job.
There is a supportive environment, but there's also a very standoffish environment. And I have nightmares, wake up at night. Was I a good enough guy off the field? It was hard for me to get close to players and be really good friends with them because, we were all after what the other guy wanted and we all wanted the same thing. Starting, we wanted to get paid. We wanted to be a national team player. So it's a very dichotomy of things that come together, confluence of events. You just cannot, it's hard to make really good friends. Now, saying that, 30 years on, we all tell the stories and talk and laugh, and it's a different world. But when you're in that world right now, there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of competition.
Another player I want to get to, Sebastian Berhalter. Obviously, he's got the name, but he's also got the game. And to me, we're finding more about him from this World Cup. Fair statement. And what are you finding out?
I'm finding a guy who's just like his dad. He's, Greg was just an absolute, grinder. And Sebastian Berhalter, whenever you see a fight or a tackle, you will see him. That is the DNA he has. And I think that's what the team needs right now. Is he silky smooth on the ball? No, I mean, that's not what he's being asked to do. So I think Pochettino's got him in a good spot. And it's absolutely remarkable to me to have the former coach's son starting for the new coach. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
All right. Who else? Anybody else we need to mention?
Yeah, I think mentioned Malik Tillman and his big transfer to where was it? Leverkusen, 35 to 40 million. Is that what they were saying? Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you that the American player is not now getting the respect, and again, we started it, but now these players, Tillman's been playing great, and that's a big move, by the way, and that's gonna really open up the floodgates for some other players.
Now the assignment Mexico. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're looking at a Mexican team that's not on. They're in third gear. I don't see them playing the way you would see a typical Mexican team playing. I think the United States has an excellent chance of winning the final. This is not the Mexican team of the past. This is a different group of players. It's a different philosophy. They're playing differently. What we can't do, and Mexico does this all the time, they bait you into try playing out of the back. And when we play out of the back, that's not our strong suit, right? So for me, right, let's go with the old Partick Thistle Scottish League. We're going to go a little Route 1 because I don't think, because we have, you know why? Because we got a guy who can hold the ball up now. Big man up top, Al-Jamami.
Okay, and yeah, he continues to. Ajiman continues to. You were close, though. That was good. Speaking of big man up top, let's talk about DC United now. Shifting gears. Look, we're at the point now where we're almost running out of time to say there's still time. A Saturday home game against Atlanta. And by the way, we'll have coverage for you on iHeart beginning at 7:15 on the iHeart Radio app, and you can sync with Apple TV. What do you want to see from this team? It cannot be the same as we've seen the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, what I want to see, Dave, is I want to see us pick up 3 points off a team who's below us. It doesn't right now. It doesn't seem to matter. Whoever comes into Audi is going to beat us, and that somehow that attitude has got to change. That narrative is horrible, and we cannot allow this to happen. So if we are going to make that run, and we talk about all the time, there is time, there is points on the table, then it has to happen this weekend. I mean, it's Atlanta; they're having the worst season historically, and we're lucky that it's Atlanta to come in here. But let's go out and win this game. I mean, and especially, our fans are starved for a victory. I know the players want the victory, but they have got to go out and they have to play like the Higa Luna, man. Just chase every lost cause.
What would you do to create more chances? Should they do something dramatic, like play? And I don't know if it's dramatic, but play with two up top, somebody to support Benteke now that he's back?
Yeah, I definitely think so, especially when you're an injured player coming back. It's not like you jump right in and all of a sudden everything's great again. It takes a while to get acclimated. So I'd love to see Badji partnered up there, two veterans, give a kind of a double pivot if you want. You'll have Badji will come to the ball, Benteke will come to the ball. Let Benteke play the game, not just, flick on headers and all that, right? So, I would love to see two up top. I'd love to see our wingers get in the game. And the one thing I would like, and I haven't seen this a lot, we need to get the ball crossed earlier and often. And the reason I say that is it's so easy to defend the guy in front of you. But once the cross comes in, now you've got to defend two things, the cross and the guy. And that's what we need to work on.
Look for that on Saturday, DC United, Atlanta United. Again, the iHeart Radio app and Apple TV. You can sync with us as it's a home game. And you can always sync with us using the iHeart Radio app. We begin at 7:15. There it is, as we promised, in 11 minutes or less. In fact, under 10 minutes, we got it done. He's Bruce Murray. I'm Dave Johnson. Thanks for listening.